Whoa, hello. Welcome to our live event. My name is Logan Edmonds. I'm CEO of TTS. I am joined today with Jason Sheets. Jason a is both a network and security engineer here at TTS, and he's got a lot of experience. Jason, why don't you take 30 seconds here to introduce yourself to the audience and kind of your background?
Hello. Yep, I've worked in IT technology for many years. Started out with technology, computers, cutting my teeth on an old Apple IIe computer. Kind of went up through the ranks. Ended up with a PC in high school. Always tinkered around with it, and it's kind of fun that technology has been my hobby, but it also gets to be my career, which is exciting.
So, Jason, for going into this, right? We're titled today's event Cybersecurity Risk Assessments. Why do businesses need them regularly? You've been in technology now for like 20 years, right?
Yep.
I've known you personally for over 10. Think about that for a second. Last 2 years, how much stuff has changed?
Let's just say it's like drinking from a fire hose sometimes, and you need to stay on top of technology and what's current and what's going on. It changes almost faster than the weather does, I would say.
Is that
Keeping
true?
up with current trends and what's going on, and it seems like it's almost like a whack-a-mole situation. You fix one security vulnerability, you got another one, and you got to constantly be vigilant and thinking about what's next.
And my
What's
second
the next
question,
way in?
my second question for you is: you've been with us now for well over 2 years. How much have we had to change even our client security postures in the last 2 years from
Oh my
cybersecurity?
goodness. Seems like about every 6 months, we're doing a massive review of all of our systems, what tools we're using, and constantly onboarding new and effective tools. So, where we were 2 years ago, where we're at today, is a vastly different place.
Okay. Well, yeah. So let's dive right in real quick to our audience here. And for those of you joining, we are taking questions in the comment section. Cybersecurity risk assessments is a great place to begin on looking at what the heck are you even supposed to do with the cybersecurity thing for your business, for your organization. It doesn't matter if you're an organization of 5 people or an organization of 5,000. You need to have a realistic way to weigh risk as it weighs for cybersecurity, as it relates to cybersecurity, your organization, so you can actually make proactive planning. We're not just throwing things into a void and saying maybe this fixes the problem, maybe this doesn't. It's based on real data. You need to have data of what kind of risks is your business more liable for, and what kind of things you can do to mitigate risk, and also to what your risk appetite is. Jason, I don't know if you tuned in last a couple weeks ago. We had Matt Gersh join us. Matt's over at Posivity, great guy. Matt said something to me that stuck with me, which is you're never going to 100% eliminate any kind of risk, let alone cyber risk. It's just the matter of what is your appetite? What is the realistic amount of risk you're willing to entertain? For the majority of organizations out there, cyber risk is just too darn high. Like it's beyond what they're comfortable eating. And I think that shows in our daily work. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's very true. I think the 100% foolproof strategy would be to not connect to the internet whatsoever.
Pen and paper, baby.
Then,
Correct the smoke signal. Woo!
pretty close. I mean, you can still be at risk of plugging in a rogue flash drive, so I guess you wouldn't be completely invulnerable, but that's about the most effective way.
Oh man, we could totally go down a tangent of Stuxnet and how USB drives destroyed like allegedly destroyed a nation's nuclear program. Like there's a whole rabbit hole down there. But we're gonna avoid tangents today and dive into the first slide on our deck, which is basically for our audience. Some of our audience members might already be doing risk management. Risk is not a new concept. Risk is where there's opportunity, but every business risk, there's been operational risk, there's been personal. Holy guacamole! How has team changed the game, Jason? It's about as technical as we're going to get into today for a definition. Risk is real. Great example of this. A lot of people who might have a smaller business are thinking, well, it doesn't really apply to me. I get where that's coming from. I really do. Like as a small business owner myself, Jason, I would like to think a lot of stuff just doesn't apply to me because it's hard running a small business.
Yeah, a lot of times we think we're immune to those things because, we're small, we're not on anybody's radar. Why would they even notice us or target us? But in reality, everybody's a target.
Unfortunately, that is absolutely the case. And for repercussions from, we talked about legal risk, right? Like what do I have as a small business with legal risk? Let's start here. Every state in the union now, and again, not a lawyer, go talk to your lawyer for more details, but every state in the United States now has data breach laws where if you lose what's called personally identifiable information, PII, that's phone numbers, email addresses, obviously days of birth and social security numbers, right? The big stuff, the little stuff, anything that personally identifies a person, you have to tell that person. under penalty of law. If you lose over a certain amount in Ohio, it's 1,000. If you lose over 1,000 records in a data breach, say a hacker accesses over 1,000 records, you got to go public on that. You got to go to the local consumer reporting agency, make a public statement. It is probably going to get picked up by a local journalism rag. Some states go even the next level. Ohio doesn't do this to my knowledge, but some states say you have to go to the attorney general's office, right? Like that is here, and that's not going anywhere. And for those people, I would say, I thought this too. I'm like, whatever. I don't have 1,000 records of person identifiable information that like I have. What do we have on staff right now, Jason? 12 people, right? 12 people on staff right now.
I think so.
Full-time staff. There's no way we have that many records. Then we did a risk assessment for the very first time on ourselves. Wow. It's really easy to get a lot of that stuff just hanging around in corners. That's what we discovered right there. That risk did apply to us, and that was a real wake-up call. Full access to the back. Jason, I know I talked a lot about it in our company calls, but I know you wasn't directly in your wheelhouse. Did you stay on top of the whole MOVEit thing last year, the MOVEit breach?
Somewhat, not super well versed in it.
Okay, well, TLDR, MOVEit was a software protocol that's used in a lot of popular web transfer, file transfer softwares and backend tools. It's great it was used for moving data from point A to point B, especially in the cloud backend. MOVEit got compromised badly.
Ooh,
where any software that used this popular protocol was now hackable by hackers, and it was exploited. Hundreds, if not thousands of organizations got ransomware, and we're still dealing with it. Like some stuff is still, this was almost a year ago now, MOVEit came out. Some stuff still hasn't been patched, and hackers are still taking advantage of it and ransoming real organizations who had no idea that they were exposed to this because they're just using a popular tool or a protocol to do their business operations. They didn't think they had to deal with this, but the vendor did. Yeah, that's